Hey guys, what's going on? PrOmise here, presenting to you another StarCraft 2 commentary. First of all, before I start any casting or commentating or shoutcasting, whatever you guys want to call it, I want to thank every single person that has honestly liked my commentary, given me constructive feedback, posted a comment, liked my video. All these things were actually detrimental for me to go ahead and move on to the top 8 of the IGN IPL caster search. Now, we are going to go ahead and move into the next round, hopefully, cross my fingers. The next step is going to be top 4. Top 4 gets flown out to Las Vegas, Nevada to get the opportunity to cast the actual IPL event. So this is a replay that was provided to me, as well as the other 7 casters, to go ahead and get the community votes and the community feedback on our commentary. So let's go ahead and just jump into the match we have at hand. It is going to be a PvZ we have spawning in the left side of the map, bottom left, as our blue PrOmise player. It's going to be MVP Finale. His opponent spawning in the 12 o'clock position as our red Zerg player, a guy that's been on fire. Yes, he is literally, in my opinion, one of the top 5 Zergs and just tearing through the IPL Fight Club. It is TSL Hyun. And yes, he is going for a 10 pool. So Hyun very much abusing the map early on. Atlantis Spaceship, a huge map. Easy accessible natural. Easy accessible third for the Zerg. Same exact thing here for the PrOmise. Easy natural. Easy third. But back to this 10 pool, man. The reason why this 10 pool is so smart is because Finale is not going to be assuming that his opponent might be going for something super, super aggressive. Not a big deal. It's not a surprise that Finale is going for a 15 Nexus. Might even have went to a 17 Nexus. So this 10 pool can really do some damage. Finale really going to need to get a Forge down to go ahead and get his wall up. There it is. Forge being started for Finale. We see it's, in fact, 6 links in the production tab for Hyun. 8 links, actually, in the production tab for Hyun right now. So let's go ahead and see what he can really do with these 6 links. Desperately for the PrOmise player, he's going to need to get a cannon and a gateway. Really needs to wall off. There's the gateway being thrown down for Finale. 6 links already going to start marching their way here towards their opponent's expansion. Now it's going to be very crucial to see if Finale might actually be able to scout this out, as we see him getting the cannon down. Alright, so Finale knows that he needs to scout. He sends his probe. Okay, so now he knows exactly what's going on. C6 Lings immediately tells himself, okay, Finale is actually going for a very cheesy opening. Desperately needs to get a gateway up. There it is. Gateway comes down for Finale. Beautiful positioning and beautiful way of getting the gateway up right now for the PrOmise player. 6 Lings, though, going to start hacking away at this gateway. Gateway needs to get canceled. There it is for Finale. Cannon is going to finish. Probe's getting pulled off the mineral line. This is just so tense for Finale. He might even lose a cannon. Oh, my God. Finale loses the cannon, and the Lings, just as if nothing happened, just gonna march their way into the main base, as we see 2 additional Lings gonna join their buddies, move into the main base. Now he's gonna be up to 5 Lings, immediately gonna start targeting down some of these very important harvesters of Finale. If we look at the unit slots count very quickly, we see 2 probes have already been killed. And this is just so much damage being done by Hyun. Killing a cannon, getting a gateway cancel, killing already 2 probes, might even get a few more harvester kills, as he's going to go ahead and focus down 1 additional probe. 3 harvester kills right now for Hyun. Now Finale's doing what he has to do. He's going to go ahead and get his Zealot up. If we look at the minimap, looks like Finale, in fact, going to go for a little bit of counter aggression with a cannon, possibly. His pylon's on its way. We'll go ahead and see if he can even get a few cannons in position to maybe even get a cancel on this hatchery expansion from Hyun. And Hyun is not overextending at all. Hyun is just making drones, making a few links to go ahead and control the watchtowers. Third expansion is still up for Hyun. Now, if we look strictly at Hyun's vision, he has no idea there's a pylon there. So we'll definitely see if Finale decides to go ahead and commit, get a cannon up, and we'll see if Hyun might actually just scout it out. As we see 2 Lings right now, going to go ahead and scout around for Hyun. This is going to be so huge. If he can spot it and Hyun knows exactly what's going on, immediately Finale has to react. He immediately cancels the cannon. Okay, perfect reaction by Finale. If he was to let that cannon finish, Hyun can easily make 2, even 4 additional Lings, and that cannon would be gone. Now, let's see what's the damage being done here in the main base of Finale. Okay, 5 harvester kills. Okay, Hyun is actually just such a good player at keeping active with his lanes and continuing to macro back home. Up to 5 Harvester kills. That is just a huge blow, to be quite honest, right now for Finale. He is going to go ahead and get 2 gases in the main. A little bit late because of this little harassment here by the Zerglings from Hyun. Okay, so he went 2 gases in the natural. This is such a great response from Finale. Going into the main base or taking his gases at the natural expansion allows him to get enough time to go ahead and tech, and it's going to be a robotics facility. Now, we'll have to see what he decides to do. This can either be an Immortal Sentry all-in, which a lot of PrOmise players have been doing, or it can be some sort of a 3-4 gateway robo into a 3rd expansion. Now, Hyun, what is going on in the Zerg player's base? Looks like production tab, we are seeing a very normal timed Roach Warren as well as an Evolution Chamber. Interesting to see if he goes ahead and starts his +1 upgrade, which can give a little bit of a significance. It can give a little bit of a hint, I guess, another way of saying, if Hyun wants to go ahead and be aggressive. 3rd expansion has been up for Hyun for quite some time. If you look at the harvester count for both players, 52 drones compared to the 46 probes. Tech for the PrOmise, production tab shows that we are going to be seeing a Twilight Council coming up from Finale. And this is probably going to be Blink, to be quite honest. If he wants to even add on 1, 2, 3, even 4 gateways, go into something like a 7-gate Immortal Blink timing, those can be very powerful against a Zerg that over-drones. But Hyun, of course, having a lot of experience in all matchups, ZVP, ZVT, and ZVZ. We'll go ahead and see how he decides to react to what Finale is doing. So, upgrades are on its way for the PrOmise players as we see +1 weapons being started. Very quick 4th hatchery coming down from Hyun. And I don't blame him. The damage that he did can really allow him to do this. He's even going to go ahead and just make a few roaches in case of any kind of zealot stalker pressure that wants to do some damage towards this very greedy positional 4th from Hyun. Blink is being started for Finale. We see Immortals being produced as well. A lot of upgrades in the production tab for the Zerg player. We see there's Glial Reconstitution, Ventral Sacs. What? So Hyun might actually transition into some sort of draw play in the later stages of the game, and he's just continuing to make roaches. And you know, Hyun sitting on a pretty good supply advantage, 105 compared to 78. We see the PrOmise player going to add on 2 additional gateways, so he should be up to 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 3, 4, 5 gateways are going to be up for Finale. And Finale is kind of coming back in the game. 59 probes to 62, a little bit of skirmish going on there between the roaches. It's definitely not going to do anything against this many sentries in an Immortal. And now Finale going for a very quick 3rd of his own. And interesting location to take a 3rd. If you guys notice, Hyun already has an Overseer in position to go ahead and spot this. If his opponent was taking a 3rd, he'd be like, okay, you are taking a 3rd at this area. But Finale, going for this very frontal positional 3rd expansion, desperately needs to even get some cannons, maybe even develop some sort of a wall, because it's going to be very hard for him to be able to defend this, to defend his natural, and to defend other locations around the map. And production tab for the Zerg player, he is just going to go ahead and go all out units. As we look at Metabolic Boost, almost near completion right now from Hyun. We see 5 roaches. Units tab for the Zerg player, 23 roaches and 19 Zerglings. Units tab for the PrOmise, 3 Immortals, 9 Stalkers. Immortal just kind of, or the Stalker just kind of hanging out, not really doing anything there for Finale. As we see Hyun sitting on a very high supply advantage over his opponent. Another Immortal in production right now from Finale. And now we have to see if Hyun decides to commit to this. Is he just trying to dance back and forth to catch his opponent off guard? We will see, because Hyun is just making more units. And this is kind of the style Hyun likes to do in ZVP. He loves being aggressive, but at the same time, you can just see him tech behind it. Go into an infestation pit. Get straight into Hive. Hyun has a whole bunch of options at his disposal. And hey, and here he decides to go into additional roaches, continuing his link production as we see the robotics bay being started right now for Finale. +2 weapons, I believe, is going to finish here very soon for the PrOmise. Yes, in fact. Force fields being thrown down right now for Finale. Not really the greatest force fields. He was trying to go ahead and trap a few of the units. Not going to do too much. And Ventral Sacs is done, and Hyun is just going all out. It seems like he might even go for some sort of 2-pronged aggression. Looks like Finale going to be able to spot the Overlords just marching their way into that main expansion of his main expansion. And Finale now just sending everything there into the main base. Roach's Lang's going to drop into the main base of Finale. Finale completely caught out of position. 3rd expansion going to be even vulnerable. And Hyun is basically maxed. 200 supply compared to the 123. Hyun at the same time moving towards the third expansion. A whole bunch of sentries just left vulnerable. Oh my god, huge pick off there for Hyun, as he's going to just stream in a whole bunch of Lings, a whole bunch of Roaches into that third expansion of Finale. A bunch of Zealots going to be warped in. Not really going to do too much for an out for the PrOmise player. But oh my god, at the same time, it looks like the main Nexus is gone. Finale looks like he will be able to clean this up, but at what cost? Losing additional Harvesters, 60 units lost, Nexus gone, PrOmise falling down to 45 probes compared to the 65. Hyun still sitting on 4 bases, still making units, still upgrading. Now the third expansion goes down, and Finale is just in a terrible position, still desperately trying to make some Immortals. Looks like some Link's going to come from the back, as we see Hyun going to be able to focus down the Immortals with some Roaches, but Roaches are not so good against Immortals, as we see Immortals doing tremendous damage against the Roaches here of Hyun. He's going to go ahead and show his blink, blinking back. He will be able to clean this army, but just look at the supply count and look at the production tab. 98 supply for Finale, 129 supply for Hyun, 27 Roaches as well as an Infestation Pit. Soon going to pop here for the Zerg player. Finale desperately needs to either just go all in or expand. Actually, no. There's no way he can actually just take a Nexus right now. That is just crazy. He needs to go for a push, and if there's any way possible for him to kill Hyun, it has to be now, and that's exactly what he's doing. Getting a few proxy pylons in position. Probe is going to be there to make additional pylons as well. And Hyun knows that his opponent's all-inning. All Hyun has to do at this stage is just defend, have the engagements on creep, so his unit's going to be a little bit more mobile, as we see 34 additional Lings being produced. +2 attack is done for Hyun. For the PrOmise player, we see +2 attack finished as well. So both players relatively even, or actually exactly even in terms of upgrades. Hyun dancing back and forth between Finale. Looks like Hyun wants to engage, going to run in with the Roaches. Force field being placed down for Finale. All the sentries being focused down. Beautiful targeting there by Hyun, with the Roaches focusing down the gas-heavy units. Now the Immortals actually tearing through so many of these Roaches of the Zerg player. Immortals still alive, but the PrOmise player falling down to 85 supply. Production tab, 10 Roaches. Pathogen Glands is about to finish, actually halfway completed. 20, actually 30 Lings going to be finished here for Hyun. And now Finale, what can he really do to a Zerg that has so many Lings and Roaches coming in from multiple angles? Additional Stalker just going to come out of nowhere. Immortals still continuing to be focused down by Hyun. Hyun sitting on a huge supply advantage. Finale going to try to blink to the best of his ability, but that is just way too many Roaches. More Roaches coming in from the back. Finale falling down to 57 supply, and GG, boom, gets thrown out from Finale. And Hyun just showing us the way a map should be played, man. That is just the beauty of the play that Hyun likes to do in the ZVP matchup. Executing a drop into the main base, running in with some Roaches and some Lings in the third expansion. The army composition of the PrOmise player, mainly Stalkers, Sentries, and Immortal, and just could not defend at once, or couldn't defend in multiple angles at once. And with that, Hyun is going to win. Guys, we are very close to the top 4. Hope to make it. Hope to go to Las Vegas, and I'll see you guys next time.